Alrighty, check one, check. It's just this shirt is enough. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. I'm your host, AfroMattt, and this is episode 128. The date is, July 26th? Christ, we've been doing this a long time. This is year number... Dude, I am looking good right now. I got my shirt accentuating my breasts. Slim, thick. If I just stand like this, my video might get censored. I have to, cover up. This is so funny. I don't know why. It's so funny. There's nothing funnier than someone who finds it super funny to wear a shirt that makes you look like a girl. It's so funny. I mean, whether you like it or not, these shirts are so funny. Just those freaking airbrush shirts with a woman's body pasted on top, and I got it on the back. I found this at Goodwill. Steal at like $4. Instant cop. This is drip. So if you catch me around the town, this is what I'm gonna be wearing. This drip. It's actually so funny. Oh man, I used to hate people that wore these shirts. I'm like, who finds it funny to just wear a body on your body? But it's so stupid. But especially if you find one that fits you really well, because this one fits almost exactly my body. So it literally, if you squint, it looks like I have huge tits. It's good. It's good. If you're listening on the podcast, it's worth to pop over to the YouTube just to see the shirt. There you go. That being said, let's get right into the podcast. This is podcast 128. Thank you once again, as always. If this is your first time here, welcome. Hope you stay a while, and I hope you enjoy. We release an episode every single week on either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. It's kind of up in the air, so take that as you will. But we do release one every week, so let's get right into actually I watched the biggest news in the news right now isn't anything about Ukraine or Russia. We're not going to go over any of that. The biggest news right now in the news is Barbie and Oppenheimer. The biggest news. They released both on the same day, two of the biggest, probably the biggest double feature of my lifetime. Double feature meaning dropping on the exact same day. Barbie with Mattel, and so Mattel with Barbie, Christopher Nolan releasing Oppenheimer, a historical movie about J. Robert Oppenheimer, obviously the inventor of the bomb, and Barbie, a movie about a doll in real life. So I watched both these movies. If you haven't seen these movies, skip ahead probably. I'll say 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes. Skip to 10 minutes into the whatever, in the bottom where you press the scroll wheel, right down here, and just drag it a little bit that way. 10 minutes. But obviously, I mean, talking about spoilers with Oppenheimer seems a little bit weird because it really happened. I saw a screenshot for ending explained. Oppenheimer ending explained. I'm like, dude, it's real life. If you need the ending explained, I don't know how to help you. Truly, I don't know how to help you. But I guess I'll start with Barbie. My initial opinion. I've seen Barbie twice. I went first time with my girlfriend, and the second time I went with a group of friends when we watched Barbie and Oppenheimer on the same day. So, Barbie. It was bright, colorful, artistic, autistic, just a little bit. A little cringy. General storyline is Barbie becomes depressed because her owner is playing with her, and her owner's depressed. So she has to go into the real world to cure her depression. When she's there, Ryan Gosling, who plays Ken, tags along. Ken, while in the real world, discovers the patriarchy. And now this is where the movie gets spicy, because Ken realizes that Barbie Land, where they're from, sucks because it's only women in power, and the men just kind of stand around. Actually, they make a point, the men don't even have houses, which is kind of funny. But so he comes back and he brings patriarchy to, so he colonizes Barbie Land with patriarchy. When Barbie finally gets back to Barbie Land with her owner, the person who plays with her as a doll, it's a little confusing. The whole playing with the doll part is a little bit, I don't get that part, but they get back to Barbie Land. They have a gay old time, very gay old time, where they beach off. So it's kind of a joke because they're all on the beach, but when they fight, it's called a beach off, and I'm gonna beach you off. You can't beach me off. I'm gonna beach both of you off at the same time. You can't beach both of us off. That's the joke. And the show apparently is PG-13, so I mean that's kind of a high level joke about beating each other off on the beach. Suggestive humor, I guess. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it was like super, like woman power. Yes, that's slay queen. Yeah, crush it, queen. Boss bitch mode. All of that kind of. I don't know. I think I may have left a couple of them out, but just wanted to say that. But the climax of the movie, the women all band together to unbrainwash the Barbies. My bad. The Barbies all get together to unbrainwash the other Barbies that have now become waitresses and cheerleaders for the Kens in Barbie Land. They distract the Kens so that they can talk to the Barbies and unbrainwash them. And finally, at the end, all the Kens get so pissed off at each other because they keep losing each other's Barbies that they have a huge fight. And in the time that they're fighting, the Barbies take back control of President, Senate, and Congress, and the Supreme Court in a all Barbie vote to eliminate Kens and form what's called, in the end it gets a little dark, they're called concentration camps. They start rounding up, and this is where it becomes kind of like a Sophie's Choice situation. It gets really dark. Schindler's List. They start walking down. Do you have any Kens in your attic? Are you hiding any Kens in your floor? No. So I'm not gonna do a whole Nazi Barbie Ken bit, but that would be that's what. So no, but in the end of the movie, the Barbies take control of the government, and Kens are like, "Hey, can we have jobs?" And they're like, "Maybe, we'll see." And then the narrator of the movie says, "In just a few years, they'll have as many rights as modern women do." And then it fades to black or whatever, and then Barbie goes to the real world and decides to become a real woman, and goes to see her gynecologist. That's Barbie. If you want to watch it, go watch it. It's a modern art. It will probably win 50 Oscars for everything, literally everything. So I mean, there's that. So Oppenheimer. It's a 3-hour long movie. To explain it all, I mean, it's based off of the dude who invented the bomb. I think that the storyline is less like it's less about him making the bomb and more about him as a dude. Like it starts out him and his several relationships. He's a very I should give Barbie a rating out of 10. Barbie 7. I'll give it a one yas bitch out of 10. And we'll go down to Oppenheimer now. Oppenheimer was badass. It was a little bit loud. I have become deaf, destroyer of ears. It was good. It was like mind-blowingly good. So I mean, like, just watch it. It's like one of those things you can't explain until you watch it. You're just like, you walk out of the movie and you were transported into a world. It's everything a movie should be. You're transported into a world full of like visual things that you don't get in the real world. So you're like, and it's like slow motion bomb explode, and the tension. Christopher Nolan's a master at building tension, and like just waiting to the very last pinpoint moment, drops to silence. The entire theater on the edge of their seats, and no one's even breathing. The bomb drops. Silence. No one's even breathing in the whole audience, and then the bomb goes off, and that's that's the main tension point, and it's like everyone takes a breath, and it's just it literally feels like the bomb hits you with the loudness of the. It's crazy, and you know they purposely don't show the bomb dropping on Japan, twice. It's so fucked up, and they show how fucked up it is in the movie because they're talking with who they're gonna hit, and they're like, all right, well, we can't do Tokyo. I mean, that's their capital or whatever. What about Kyoto? And then the dude who's like the general, the attorney general or whatever, the general of where the nuke guy, he's like, well, we can't do that. My honeymoon was in Kyoto and it was really nice. And it was like, wow, that was like a big moment. I'm like our audience kind of laughed at it, but it's also kind of like fucked up. Oppenheimer was, I'll give it a 2 nukes out of 12 because there was 12 cities on their list of places that they could nuke. It was like Kyoto, Tokyo, Hiroshima, and Nagasaki, whatever, a bunch of other cities, and they chose Nagasaki and Hiroshima because they were very flat and they could observe the effects of the bomb pretty well. Oppenheimer was a part of that discussion, and he was a part of the discussion on how and when to detonate it for most amount of casualties. So, like, it really plays into the whole part of him and his, he's not completely innocent. And then the last like hour of the movie is him in court. It's so interesting. It turns from like this crazy drama tension, kind of like a thriller. And then it twists into like a court drama. And then there's political intrigue. There's backstabbing. It's really interesting. Robert Downey Jr., I think, might have the best performance of his entire life in this movie. It's crazy seeing him play Iron Man, where he's just making jokes and being like, Jarvis, can you scratch my ass, please, or whatever. And then go from that into this, where he's playing a completely serious senator, cutthroat politician, going at Oppenheimer. Super good super good movie. Feels like a 3-episode like Netflix drama all squished into one. It's everything you want in a movie. Go watch it. You will not regret it. It's so good. Those are my reviews. Barbie, it's like, I'm not going to go into like, yeah, they weren't building concentration camps or whatever. And it really didn't. The message wasn't clear. I don't know. So the message is, patriarchy sucks, right? Obviously for that movie. So, yeah. And then the whole end of the movie is just they turn it back to a matriarchy, which is like, also, is this the best? Is this what we're going for? But then also it's like, why are you getting mad? It's a Barbie. It's a show Mattel made about a doll. So It is what it is. Yeah, so but I think that they're going to make a Barbie extended universe. I mean, Christ on a cross, this is bad. This is getting dark. Barbie extended universe. I think that they're going to do like Barbie, like a Ken spinoff probably. There's a guy named Alan. They might do an Alan spinoff. There's a lot of room. They can do Rock'em Sock'em Robots. They can do Mousetrap. There's a lot of space to go here. Let's see. Let's see what toys Mattel have, and see what type of Mattel toys. Let's see what Mattel owns. Mattel. They have. Let's shop on Mattel. Barbie seems to. Hot Wheels movie. It's like. So imagine Hot Wheels mixed with all of the Fast and Furious movies. Fisher Price, American Girl dolls. That would be nice. Uno. Get some inclusivity going. Polly Pocket. Let's see what Mattel games they have. Uno, Fate, Skip, Apples to Apple, Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Rock'em Sock'em Robots, the movie. So imagine, Fighting Bull meets Rocky meets Real Steel meets Toy Story. Do I have you sold yet? Mattel, are you listening? Rock'em Sock'em. You load them up. Ding, ding, ding. The blue. Maybe focus on one of the robots. Blue starts. Underdog. He's an underdog. His head keeps popping up too soon. Look at this. That is awesome. Rock'em Sock'ems really are the coolest toy, though. Why don't people play with these anymore? Oh, wait. These are slap bots. Yo, this is a slap box. These ones slap each other. You don't even punch. These ones are slappers. You just go, whoosh. Man, they've really innovate. Capitalism really does breed innovation. Slapbox. See, this is what I'm talking about. Imagine this in 4K resolution, IMAX projection, full CGI, 2 Rock'em Sock'em robots going whoosh, whoosh, ding, ding, ding. And it's like busting his head, and his head gets a little bit weaker every time. And then on the very last one, his head goes up, and everyone goes crazy. Everyone's crying. Maybe the Rock'em Sock'em has a girlfriend that's a pink robot, and she's also a fighter. Then you can get a little bit of that Mattel twist in there. You can be like, well, now she's actually, the big twist is that the red robot was a girl all along, and she's fighting for trans activism in competitive sports. And she was just crushing the skull of a biological woman the whole time. We gotta go. We gotta move along here. Here, I wanted to show you this rabbit hole. Welcome everyone who skipped for the spoilers. It's a little bit. You got a little bit of the end there, but you got the good part. I wanted to show you this rabbit hole I recently found. So I talk occasionally about this breed called the Disneyland adult, the Disney adult. So this is Best Life and Beyond. This is a couple who, I'm not sure if they have any sort of like mental, they're probably on the spectrum, but they live in Disneyland. And so this is their summer tips and tricks video. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but
it's happening. Yeah, we're seeing blue. Lots of blue.
They're looking at the sky right now. They're seeing blue, which is
patches.
Surprising.
I love this horse. He's got he's got the one brown sock. That's what's his name? Oh, that's Gus.
So these are the kind of people, they go there so often they know the names of the horses. So that's who we're dealing with here. But so here they are.
Get done early in the morning by getting here early, like we said. Yeah. And when it comes to Peter Pan's flight, we're hearing right now June 30th, speculative reopening. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah,
we
it
always
says that on the calendar, but you just when it comes to refurbs, they have a day listed, and it may look like that, but things can happen with delays.
Right. Refurbs.
So, you know.
So we're.
Let's see.
But that saddle is new. I've not seen that before. Have you?
Honestly, I never really paid attention enough.
Yeah.
So they're noticing.
And it's all focusing to that point, and you are transitioning right here. I think this is like a little bit of supposed to subconsciously like tell you that this is Lightspeed, because look, you can see the difference here. It's kind of rock normal here, but then here, it's all those lines. That's Lightspeed. Tell me what you guys think. If you've seen that before, if you've heard anybody say that before. I've never heard anybody say it or mention it, but the last time we did the walk, I noticed it and I went, wow, that sure looks a lot like Lightspeed.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, like this is what we're dealing with here. So this is like a breed of
some of the stuff, like the T-shirt that has like the over shirt on it, but now they got the satchel. That's pretty cool. I could use that at the park.
Yeah. This whole like celebrating Disneyland's 68th anniversary, and then these people in the chat, these people watch the whole video. This is a 30-minute long video of them walking through Disneyland. I don't even think they ride any of the rides. They're just walking through Disneyland.
Yes.
And I think you can only get it here at Blue Corner.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm pretty sure.
It's very possible.
It's got to be the cutest treat.
Oh, I see what you did there. Wow. Between the cabbage?
Yeah. So, thank you, Spencer and Katie, for the tour. What a perfect outing at Disneyland. And yes, I agree that they should have corn on the cob, by the way. Surprised to see so many characters walking in the park. I planted Disney roses a couple of years ago. Here's why they are great. They bloom for much of the summer. They are a good medium height. My yard is not super sunny, and they are fine with that. Hardiness Zone 8B, 9A. They are extremely pretty, and I bought them through Jackson Perkins-like rides. I had a plan ahead. I mean, I've never been I've never seen Haunted Mansion with such a short line. Like, what? Wow, I wish I was in that line. Like, what? Like, Disney adults. Let's see if there's any, like, there's people that their main job is to just tour Disneyland.
You know, it's a neighborhood. Iron Man's, and they are directly.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna go over on Disneyland then. I saw that video pop up, and I didn't. It's 30 minutes. It's 32 minutes of them walking around Disneyland. And, you know, it's not. They go there. There are those people that go there every day. Here's this lady. I'm in my 40s and I go to Disney World by myself at least once a month. Here are 13 things I always do there. This was posted on July 1st, 2023. 8-minute read. We're not going to read the whole thing. My first visits to Disney Worlds were long ago, before I moved from Maryland to Florida. And always with my family in tow. When my husband, kids, and I relocated to Central Florida 7 years ago, it was a no-brainer that we'd purchase annual passes. Yes, so these people have annual passes. They show up like every day. Well, this girl goes once a month. For years, we made memories in the theme parks, but as my kids turned into teenagers, they weren't as interested in visiting anymore. That's called maturing. And it should be a red flag that you want to go every month. I decided to keep my own annual pass because I love visiting Disney alone. Even when my husband and kids held passes, I still loved nothing more than escaping alone for a day visit to Disney World, to shop at the Disney Springs. I visit alone even more now, and I love it. I'm 42 years old. While I don't consider myself a stereotypical, over-enthusiastic Disney adult, I do find Disney World to be a magical place full of pure fun, incredible food, and unique experiences. Here are 13 things I always do. When you're in Disney Park with a group, be it the day can be hectic quickly. When I visit the theme park alone, time seems to slow down, and I notice I'm in much less of a rush, and I make sure to fit everything in. This has allowed me to stop and take in my surroundings, finding hidden murals, hidden statue, and other Disney touches scattered throughout the property. I love watching the Disney World parade. Christ, the people in these costumes. Oh, God. This is in Florida, too. You don't know what crack they could be smoking crack while being in the Disney costume, and you would not know. You would not know. It's like that guy from the first episode of Succession, Greg, who smokes weed, and then he has to wear the hat at the Disney World, and he just throws up on all the kids. Oh, fuck. Get off me. Just throws up on these people. Watch out. If you ever see one of these with their heads off, it's bad. Let me see. Disney mascots with no unmasked. So I have a third cousin that works at Disneyland, and she says she works there. She's not like an actor. She actually like works there on like the booths. I guess they move them around or whatever. But she got us in for discount or whatever. But there's a secret underground catacomb system for Disneyland. So she would have these books. So there's these books that you carry around, and you get signatures of adults playing these characters. You get their signatures, so you fill up your book with their signatures or whatever, and it's special. So she would go to the break room and just have the person just sign like they do, and then she would just walk it back. So she's just handing it to her friend in the break room and saying, "Hey, can you sign these?" And then would, I guess, probably sell them or something, or do it for a favor for someone. But that's kind of the situation. Like, imagine just going down to the break room, and it's some college kid who's trying to get into acting, and he's playing Gaston, and he's down there, and he's like working on his Gaston impression. I love women. And then you just walk in and, "Hey, can you sign this for me?" He's like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." I think it's so funny. I saw a photo of these Disney. Getting this excited to be next to Smee is absolutely crazy. That is Smee, right? That's like a character that's like barely in Peter Pan. Stand in line to meet characters. Meeting and taking photos with characters at Disney World became something I added to my must-do list when traveling alone. Christ, this is sad. But then again, it's like, you've got to fill your life. You've only got so many hours in your life, and everyone's depressed. Once you realize everyone's depressed, life gets a lot easier, because you're like, well, I seem to be handling this really well. And everyone else, you notice some people handle it worse, some people handle it better, some people do heroin on the streets, some people play 6 hours of CS:GO. It's what it is. And once you realize some people go and take photos and stand in line for 3 hours to stand next to Smee from Peter Pan. So it's like, can you really blame them? I'm not shitting on them for going to Disney World, but I'm also just questioning whether they should be letting adults in alone to Disney World, period. free up a lot of the lines for the kids. The kids, it's originally, I feel like it was a place for families, but now it's like, I feel like a lot of those lines are starting to get clogged up by large, round individuals. And I mean individuals. So it's like, there should be a limit on, you have to bring a kid. Well, okay, now you're opening yourself up for some real kidnapping situations. Some of these people will kidnap kids, or they'll hire kids on Craigslist to go to Disneyland. I would like to see them implement something like that. You have to have a family of 3. Parent, kid, other parent. And then you get like, of course you can have other people, but minimum. You cannot be here on your own. And for Christ's sakes, no proposals. For Christ. Please stop. It's not as nice as it is. Your picture will have a big castle in the background and about 40 sweaty adults in the foreground. That's your photo. That's where you want to be proposed to. Place where people are sweating and feeding their kids a meat stick shaped like Donald Duck's snout. You want that. That's what you want? Okay. All right. People walking around. Do you really want to propose to someone wearing Mickey Mouse ears? That's really the question. And if you do, then you might be in line for a lobotomy. That is all I'm saying. I kind of went on a Disney tangent, but I swear it's the last time I'll go on Disney tangents. The Disney adult thing, I kind of fell into. I saw this post. I saw this thing pop up on my news feed. I'm in my 40s and I go to Disney World by myself every day or once a month. Here are my 13 reasons. So I went down a little rabbit hole. I just wanted to bring you guys. It's the last time it'll happen. I swear to God, unless I see something truly grotesque. If I see something truly grotesque, you'll be the first to know. Let's see. Let's go on to some of the more news. Obama's in the news, and it's probably not for why you think. Obama's personal chef drowned while paddleboarding. He wasn't wearing his life vest.
Martha's Vineyard. In focus now, Phil Holloway, criminal defense attorney and former assistant district attorney. He's also a former police.
Okay. I'm back. Sorry, my cat was trying to climb up on that shit. Okay. Obama's chef, who drowned while paddleboarding, wasn't wearing a life vest. No foul play suspected. Well, that's great. Obama's personal chef, the body of Tafari Campbell, 45, was discovered Monday morning from Edgartown Great Pond after extensive search. I'm going to kill this cat. Not kidding. Cat, come here. All right. You're sitting on my lap. All right. Sit down. Nope. Sit. Just chill, dude. Can you just chill? You want to say something for the podcast? You want to say something? No? Okay. He's evil. This cat is pure evil. He'll go up and just stare at me and then start throwing shit down right after I feed him. Pure evil. I think this might be Satan on my lap. A paddleboarder who was with Campbell told investigators they'd seen him standing on his paddleboard and lose his balance before falling into the water. The paddleboarder said Campbell struggled to stay afloat before submerging. Investigators told Campbell he was not wearing a personal flotation device. The fellow paddleboarder told it. So they're investigating this. No foul play, of course. So anytime a president's personal chef gets killed, they always interested in foul play. So maybe he heard something he wasn't supposed to. That's why when we were getting ready to leave the White House, we asked Tafari to stay with us, and he generously agreed. He's part of our lives ever since, and our hearts are broken now that he's gone. The Obama said Campbell survived by his wife and their twin boys. Well, it's sad. It is sad to see a member of the Obama family, not really the family, but you know, the gang. Well, not the gang, because I don't want to, put that out there, but the crew. Well, let's see. And I'm not saying the CIA was involved in any way. I don't know what he heard or who he fed what, but he was a pretty good-looking guy. I'm sure that it could be like a pool boy situation, maybe, perhaps a pool boy situation. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it's a possibility, but I'll just let that leave. I'll just sit right there. That statement. That is what it is for now. So, let's go Twitter. Twitter is rebranding. Musk explained why he's rebranding Twitter to X. It's not It's not just a name change. So I don't really honestly care what the fuck this is. Twitter is always doing something to stay relevant. Elon Musk recently explained why he decided to rebrand Twitter to X and noted that it's more than just a name change. Instead, it represents his plan to create an everything app. Twitter was acquired by X Corp, both to ensure freedom of speech and as an alternative for X, the everything app. Interesting. The Twitter name made sense when it was just 140 character message going back and forth like birds tweeting. But now you can post almost anything, including several hours of videos. In the months to come, we will add comprehensive communications and the ability to conduct your entire financial world. The Twitter name does not make sense in that context. We must bid adieu to the bird. So this is interesting. I'm interested to see what he means by manage your financial world, because I don't know if I want any of my finances attached to Twitter or X or whatever it's called. I don't know if I want my credit card information being out there. You guys can follow me on X at AfroMattt, but I don't tweet that often. When I do, it's racy, not dicey, not like racy, like race related. That being said, let's move right along. The news really sucks this week. I'm not gonna lie. Subprime mortgages are back. Oh, how exciting is that? How exciting is that? That sentence I just said. Everyone listening, that's exciting. Subprime mortgages are back. Renamed non-prime. California-based Carrington Mortgage Services, a mid-sized lender, just announced an expansion into the space, offering loans to borrowers with less than perfect credit. Carrington will originate and service the loans, but it will also scrutinize them for sale to investors. So we are back. We are so back, baby. We are so fucking back. We are back in business. We're going subprime. I'm gonna have to change my job. I might go full subprime. Like, during that time, you could have been like working as like a barista and then get a job at subprime mortgages and start making $200,000 a year. Like that year. Once you open that, that's like a Oppenheimer. Once he brought Prometheus, they call Oppenheimer Prometheus because he brought fire from the gods to the mortals. He opened that can of worms. Subprime mortgages it's our Prometheus. I have become debt, destroyer of lives. I am become debt, destroyer of lives. and I'm ready for it. I hope it catches on, because then, people with bad credit can start buying homes. And who doesn't want the American dream? Everyone wants the American dream. You want to own a home, right? You want to own a. Who doesn't want to own a home? You're fighting against BlackRock here. You're fighting against people moving from California. God knows you hate them. So fight against them. Help me fight. That's going to be the slogan. Help fight against Californians. Get a subprime mortgage. Compete. This is your only chance. Really, this is your only chance. You level with them when you're talking. This is how the conversations are going to be when you try to get a loan. Let me level with you here. You'll never buy a home. It's almost impossible for you to buy a home because your credit is sitting at around 400 right now. I'm going to be honest with you. It's tough. It looks grim, but you want to buy a home, and I want you to buy a home, because listen, you buy a home, we get paid. We're happy. You're happy. You get your dream. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a non-prime mortgage. It's exactly, look, I'm going to use a lot of fancy words. You're not going to understand them. That's fine. But we're going to do this. We're going to do it pretty fast. We can get you in and out 14 days, underwriting, send it off to title. You'll get your home. You'll be happy. And you're fighting the good fight. You hate Californians as much as the next person. They're kicking you out. They're coming and they're kicking you out. How much has your rent gone up in the last 4 days? Or in the last year? Of course. Yeah. Now it's at $2,000. Now it's at $2,000. You can buy a home with that. The only thing is your credit's not very good. That's not a problem, because we can still get you a loan. We do all of our own underwriting. That's why it's gold right there, because you can help people that need helping. So, it's not going to crash the market, guys. It's not. It won't. It can't. It never has. It never will. There is nothing wrong with getting a little bit of subprime in there. And I, for one, am pretty happy and excited for it. We've got 90, imagine this, an 80-year fixed rate on a subprime mortgage. Now you're just renting with more steps. This is how they trick people, and I'm being serious now. This is how they trick people into thinking they're buying a home. They give them instead of a 30-year mortgage, they'll be like, well, you can make your payments $100 less if you go with a 40-year mortgage, but we'll have to make sure that your payments, you have to put a little bit more down because you're getting a you don't have the best credit. This is how they'll get them. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if it'll catch on. Of course, it's California starting it, because there goes greedy bastards. Let's move along. What is this? Okay. Oh, I forgot I pulled this news. Yeah, this is actually some wild news. Facing job scarcity in China, some find work as full-time children. Young people shut out of the labor market or burned out from overwork are being hired by their parents to do housework and be on hand whenever needed. Hong Kong, 6 months ago, Jia Zhang was still running her own small business in eastern Chinese province of Zhejiang. Dude, that's her own name, kind of. But it was hit hard by the pandemic, generating meager profits compared to with her efforts. After thorough consideration, I'm out, said Zhang, a mother of two who was struggling to balance work and caring for her parents and children. Now she has a new job, working for her parents full-time, just being their daughter. In exchange, they pay her 8,000 yuan, which is 1,100 a month. It's not that much, guys. It's a little. Imagine the kids unionize against the parents. They become union strong. You hear murmurings. All the kids, they're like, we're full-time. We deserve to get paid for what we do. We work all day, no time off. Our parents want us to clean the dishes. We clean the dishes. They want us to go with them to the movies. We go to the movies. We don't want to see that movie for the third time. They just sleep through it anyways. We have to be union strong. What do we want? Money. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Money. When do we want it? Now. And I'm not patronizing unions, but I am patronizing the Writers Guild. But, you know, it would be funny if all the kids unionized against the parents, and you just had a full generational warfare. After thorough consideration, I'm out. And now she has a new job. They pay her 8,000 yuan a month, which is about the average salary in China. My job is to spend time with my parents. For example, taking them to the grocery stores and to do some household chores. Also, if my parents want to go out, I may also make plans in advance, taking them to various stores. In recent months, the hashtag full-time daughter and hashtag full-time son have been trending on Chinese social media platforms, attracting millions of views. They refer to adult children who, due to unemployment, are hired by their parents mainly for housework and to be on hand whenever needed. So, yeah, this is grim. So, and what I like is that China usually gets things first, and eventually it gets to us. So China's just ahead of us in almost all things. So eventually there will be people who I don't know if China is on the whole OnlyFans thing, because that seems to be, if you're unemployed and also under the age 35, probably, OnlyFans is a viable option. Like a viable option if you're willing to put in the work of, advertising and posting like scantily clad TikToks, like extremely suggestive TikToks, then you can get into that business and make a name for yourself. I don't know if that's allowed in China, so they've become essentially day laborers for their parents. And it's not begging because it's a job, right? It's not what you're doing because you're expected to do it. You're just there. So it's interesting, and God knows what these parents are, like why they're doing this. God knows. Youth unemployment has become a serious challenge in China, the world's second largest economy, especially after the 3 years zero COVID restrictions weighed heavily on growth. The jobless rate among people ages 16 to 24 was a record 21%. That's like 1 in every 5 people does not have a job. That's wild. That's actually crazy. That seems like, if that happened in America, it seems like the whole world would fall apart. Like, imagine 1 in 5 people you run into are completely jobless. Would anything work in America? I'm actually trying to wrap my head around this. 1 in 5 people you bump into. You drive by every 5th car on the highway. Who knows where they're going? They're not going to work. And God knows they're not going to spend that. They don't have money to spend. Every 5th car on the highway. I pass maybe 200 cars on the highway to work. That's 1 in every 5 people in China is jobless between 16 and 24. It can't be that close. That can't be that many people in America. I think that's super high. Let me see. 16 to 24 unemployment rate. Unemployment. Because I swear to God, that's like a crazy high number. 1624 unemployment rate U.S. Of course, I got to do that. Fed. Oh, Freddie Mac. Thank you. Yeah, in America, it's 7.5% unemployment rate between 16 to 24 years. Yeah, they have like 3 times as much unemployment as us. That's crazy. And also, I mean, I can already see some of the comments right now, but imagine all the free time. That's what they shouldn't have to work at 16 to 24. Okay. Well, what are they doing? They're obviously not happy because they're working for their parents. No, I know almost 0 16 to 24-year-olds that would want to work for their parents the full time at their beck and call. I feel embarrassed anytime I never ask my parents for money. I feel embarrassed. If I had to like slave, like day labor for them, I would probably kill myself. That is almost incomprehensible to me. I'm a full grown adult. And I can't imagine, like, my parents live like 15 minutes, like not even, like probably 20 minutes away. I can't imagine driving to my parents like just at 8 a.m. and just like, all right, guys, I'm here. What do you want me to do? I'm here for my job. I'm clocking in. You don't show up for work one day. They call you. They're like, Matt, what is going on? You're supposed to be in at 8. It is 8:30. Did you sleep in? I'm like, shit. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. I knew this was. I knew. I went to a party last night. I drank a little too much. I'm super tired. Can I? Excuse me. Did you call in? I didn't think so. Did you get a replacement? No. You're coming in right now, Matthew. Right now. And I'd be like, oh, fuck. They're like, well, you got chores to do. I cannot even imagine. I would kill myself. That seems like hell. Similar figures have been reported in countries such as Italy and Sweden. Well, everyone says Sweden is a... I might move to Sweden. I want to be one of the 1 in 5 unemployed in Sweden. That seems sick as hell. Spain and Greece are even higher. Many full-time children, full-time children. Imagine having to be paid for something that you do by default. Including Zhang, have posted about their experience online. More than 4,000 have gathered on Douban, an IMDb-like site that allows people to form communities akin to Facebook. So there's Reddit for full-time children. I like cooking, and I cook lunch and dinner from Monday to Friday for my family. One 37-year-old daughter wrote, "You're almost 40 years old. You're almost 40. You are 40 years old. What is your deal?" Okay, my cat is doing the thing. All right. My cat's a pure demon. Okay. So 40-year-old, so 37-year-old full-time daughter wrote, "My parents give me money without interfering with my life. I am extremely happy every day." Yeah, it does not sound like it. Some full-time children fall into it inadvertently as they stall trying to find jobs and pursue advanced degrees. Yeah, this is a problem living in China, is every single person is so goddamn smart that you're competing with people that are actual geniuses. So your chances of getting a job in China, you have to be so goddamn good at every goddamn thing because there are so many goddamn people that it's almost impossible for you to do not do that. Yeah, having a career in China, it must be so difficult. Like here to be the top 10, like top 10 percentile, or I guess top 90 percentile, you have to be able to like read, you know, like that's it. So actually, let me see. I think I read somewhere. I'm going to wrestle you, bro. This cat is out of control. What's up, dude? This is Beef Wellington, guys. The devil. A white devil. He's a white devil. Look at him. Look at this beast. Yeah, what is the illiteracy rate in America? It's something like, let's see. Illiteracy in U.S. It's like 1 in 5 might be illiterate. Troubling statistics. Christ. More than 30 million adults in the United States cannot read. Cannot read. And do basic math above the 3rd grade. So that's what I'm saying. Here, that's about 10%. 10% of people. That might be more disturbing, actually. 1 in 10 cars you pass can't read or do basic math. That's more terrifying. They're driving on the highway. They cannot read or do basic math. And they're screaming by you at 90. Christ. Statistics like these make me really wary about the future of our country. Like, those people vote. And those people, drive next to you. They cut you off in traffic. They post on Instagram. They post on, well, maybe they don't because they can't read. So maybe these are like the secret majority. This is the secret minority that will rise up. They need someone who represents them in Congress. They're 10% of the population. They need 10% of the vote in Congress. How many people are in Congress? It's like 2 from every state, right? Or is that Senate? I can't read. How many people in Congress? How many people in Congress? Members of Congress. Divided into 430 congressional districts. Okay, well, how many membership? So, dude, how many people, though? How many people? Oh, yeah, so it is. It's 2 from each state. Okay. 2 from each state. So there needs to be 10 of those who can't read or write in order for it to be a good representation of our country. Isn't that great? Isn't that good? 75% of state prison inmates did not complete high school or, okay, well, that's just sad. Low literacy is said to be connected to over $23 billion a year in healthcare costs because most half Americans could not read well enough to comprehend health information, incurring higher costs. Jesus Christ, that's a sad stat. Christ, I cannot do this. All right, well, this is just kind of depressing. Let's move along to something else here. There's the white devil now. White devil behind me. Yeah, we don't have any more news here. All right, let's move on to TikTok time. TikTok time, you know what that means. It is time to... Where the fuck is my Google Drive? This is where I upload all my TikToks and it's disappeared. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. There it is. All right, so it's TikTok time. This is the part of the episode where I go over some TikToks that I found were funny. So let's begin with this one right here. DJ Khaled. I always love these DJ Khaled bits. I feel like it's going to be a recurring theme.
Tell him to bring out the whole ocean.
This is like the one where he's making the giant pot of stew that he called boomla boomla clap. But this is called tell him bring out the whole ocean. Tell him bring out the whole ocean. Love this.
Tell him to bring out the whole ocean. Tell him to bring out the whole ocean.
I think he's got like brain rot.
Tell him to bring out the whole ocean.
That does look good as shit though.
Tell him to bring out the whole ocean.
So I don't know. I think he just keeps on saying this.
Tell him to bring out the whole ocean.
So he just keeps on squeezing lemons on his seafood, which is nice. Good for him. Tell him to bring out the whole ocean. Tell him to bring out the Trinity test. Tell him to bring out the hydrogen bomb.
Call me Tiger Woods. Tiger
Call me Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods. So I mean, that's him. Just two clips from him today. We've got another one. Oh, I love this trend. Love this trend on TikTok. This is like a compilation of this trend on TikTok where you say someone died in front of old people and get their reaction. It is so funny. So funny.
Mick Jagger dead at the age of 79.
What the fuck are you fucking talking about?
These like old
Donald
ladies.
Trump's dead at age 74.
What? Wait, no. No!
Donald Trump dead 84. No! No!
He's murdered at 56.
What? Murdered?
I'm kidding.
Anderson Cooper.
What?
He's dead at age 55.
What?
Heart attack.
No fucking way.
So fucked up. But
Chris Martin dead at 45.
No! Oh no! Why?
it's so
Michael
fucked.
Jackson dead at 50.
What?
Michael Jackson!
Oh my God, Shania Twain dead at 57.
No way!
Yeah.
Somebody always dies on Christmas.
Really?
Who's
Oh my
dying on
God, Barry
Christmas?
Manilow pronounced dead at 79.
Barry Manilow?
Charlie D'Amelio died.
She's laughing.
Why are you laughing?
Madonna dead at 64. Madonna died at 64.
She dropped her plate.
Dr. Phil dead at 72.
What?
I guess this was a trend at Christmas.
Austin Butler dies at 31.
Shut up!
Oh my God.
Austin Butler. That's the guy who played Elvis.
Zac Efron dead at 35.
I love that. Hitting the divider on the car. No, 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 no. And the dude, the dad driving, stop. Stop.
Donald Trump dead at 76.
Judge Judy found dead at 81.
No way!
Who cares about who is that? Surprised Judge Judy's dead. I thought she's been dead this whole time and has been deep faked.
Oh my God.
That's crossing the
Jenner
line.
dead at 67.
Wait, who is that?
Tom Cruise died at 60.
Tom Cruise died at 60.
Trick dead at 36. What?
So good. Dude, a lot of those clips were from Christmas, but I missed that whole trend on Christmas. That is so good. Saying someone died might be the oldest trick in the book. Caesar dead at 60, stabbed 36 times. Brutus? No way, no way. There's no shot. Looking around. No, my God, how'd that happen? He's pulling out his collar. Jesus Christ. Caesar? Like the king. That's Caesar? No way. Are you sure? You're tricking me, aren't you? Stabbed 36 times? 37 times? What were his last words? Oh. They said what his last words were. Et tu, Brute. Yeah. I guess I do remember that. I do. I do remember that. That's my bad. That's my bad. Let's see. Here's the guy who was dressed as a pig last time. Now he's dressed as a cow. So it went from ironic to now this is what he does. So.
I'm a fat cow. Soccer goal! Thank you all for the gifts. You're all amazing.
Dude, these comments, what is wrong with people? Just why? Going to the army after this.
I love ice cream. Thank you. Meow, 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 meow.
This is scary.
I love ice cream. Thank you.
Stop, bro. You are not funny.
I need to go to the gym. I love roses. Thank you.
Jesus Christ. I can't even watch much of this because it's just sad. But The people that pay the money, like I said, are worse. All right. That being said, that's all that's pretty much generally all I had for today. Oh, actually, I had one more clip. Fun fact.
Fun fact, it's believed the CIA has a meme warfare department where they take popular meme formats, repackage them with their chosen message, and then send them back out onto the internet to influence the American people. The US government first became aware of the power of memes back in 2011, and DARPA hired Dr. Robert Finkelstein to research meme warfare and lay out what it...
Dude, Finkelstein is not Jewish. There is about a 0% chance that the CIA hired Dr. Jared Finkelstein to be a meme warfare.
Would look like. Dr. Finkelstein came back with a document that laid out how the Meme Warfare Center could be structured, which included this slide that laid out...
Okay, what is this? Meme ticks for intelligence and national defense. Mind. H&R Center. Meme Control Center. Meme Control Officer. Counter meme processing. This has got to be fake. This has got to be fake.
How an organically created meme could then be repackaged to spread the government's chosen message. It's unknown whether the US government ever actually created the Meme Warfare Department, as that would be classified information. But in 2017, as part of the Vault 7 WikiLeaks dump, folders of blank meme formats were found in the leaked CIA documents.
Folders of blank meme templates? That is so good. Oh, God. Oh, my God, that's good. Is that true? Chat, is this real? Let's see. CIA meme division. That's like deep COINTEL Pro. A look into CIA's internal... We're going on a tangent here at the end. Internal CIA's dank meme division. There are lots of technical details on the CIA's software development process, espionage tools for documents dumped by WikiLeaks earlier this week, many of which we'll take a closer look at in the coming days and weeks. Even more documents were published. But there's one thing that's immediately clear from pursuing the personal images of the CIA engineering development group software developers that were included in the dump. They were like the rest of us in tech. The liberal use of internet memes, animated GIFs, as well as gamer and pop culture references sprinkled throughout the serious business. Dude, okay. In the future, you're going to have to say the N-word to figure out if someone's a Fed. It's like, okay, you're not a Fed? Say it. You look at the dead in their face? Say it then. Say the F slur. Do it, Fed. That's the only way they won't be able to say it. CIA developers used movie and meme references for a number of project names, such as Ricky Bobby, a backdoor for intelligence collection designed to be dropped on a USB stick and inserted by a CIA asset named for Will Ferrell's role in Talladega Nights. Ricky Bobby sent its data into... Oh, man, this is crazy. Rainmaker is a collection of network survey tools, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I want to see what memes they had. Oh, are these them? Welcome to the software. Oh, these are just... I mean, these are crazy. The CIA using memes seems wild. Although, I will be looking for Fed posts now. For Fed memes. I'm sure they're out there. My genuine reaction when I try to storm the Capitol, and then it's something like that, or my genuine reaction when I don't vote for Hillary Clinton, and it's a bunch of it's a bunch of soy jacks pointing behind them. This guy voted for Trump, and it's like, you know, that soy jack face. I can imagine that. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed, please share with a friend. If you didn't enjoy, blame it on my cat, because that cat is a bastard child. I don't know where he is. I don't hurt him, guys. I don't. He has a very cush life. I feed him 3 times. He's fat. He lounges everywhere. He has a nice life. Just because he screams and acts like a battered wife, he's trolling. He is trolling everyone. He is the devil. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.